Some of the most common advice that I hear when people try to tell you how to quote unquote unfuck your life, or when you're young, is like take risks, like travel, do these things, learn what you like, what you don't like. Okay, when they say take risks, I don't know if it's just me, but everyone thinks just like, what the fuck do you mean take risks? I understand what the word risk means, like for example, if I were to buy a camera right now for $1,000 for this YouTube channel and nothing actually happens with this YouTube channel to where I made the money back, that was a risk, you know, uh, a loss on ROI risk, right? Also, like if you invest money in the stock market, right, that's risk. Or if you take out a loan to start a business, that's risk. I understand what risk means, but I think people don't need that advice. People don't need to be told, "Hey, take risks." It's like when you're trying to lose weight or get into shape or get stronger or whatever your goals are. People know what they're supposed to do. They they just don't have clarity. I think that's what's lacking. I think it's the clarity on what specifically they should be focusing on, right? And if it's a tangible thing like fitness or like when it's, I mean, everything is input output. It's how much effort and energy you put in. It's how much you're gonna get out. But when you're going to the gym, working out, it's your reps, it's your sets, it's how much food you're eating, your protein, tracking your calories. It's tangible. It's something that I can see. I can go out there and eat something, know exactly how many calories in it is if I weighed it and correctly tracked it. But when it comes to money, you have your job, right? Most people work jobs. Most people work jobs that they hate. And then you have, other means of income. I mean, you can have a side hustle where you do surveys online and make an extra few dollars. You can have a YouTube channel. There's endless, infinite opportunity out there, right? And I think the hardest part, and I know the hardest part for myself, is not the energy or will to go and work hard and put in the hours and all that stuff. It's clarity. It's what to work on, what to do. That's the biggest thing that I've had issues with, is knowing what I should work on, what I should focus my time and energy on, right? I know if I work hard, if I go and get 2, 3 jobs, work a lot and save a lot of money, and my lifestyle doesn't change that much, I'm gonna save a lot of income. I'm gonna save a lot of money, right? But if I think in terms of the highest return on my time, if I can work really hard on something and be guaranteed in 5 years, 10 years to be a millionaire, I would rather take that path. And if I had the clarity, I think most people, if they had the clarity on what to focus their time and energy on for even 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but they were guaranteed at the end of it, the destination was going to be their financial goals or whatever it may be, then I think the majority of people would do it. But the hang up that most people have is what to work on, what to do, not the motivation to do it. Motivation is fleeting, and I think everyone knows that eventually over time, when you're doing something that you enjoy or that you like or you care about or that's constantly on your mind, eventually motivation just goes away and your perception of difficulty just alters. You just tend to do that thing. It's more of a habit than a chore. Going to the gym is just something that I do. It's not something that I have to do. It's something that I just do because I've done it for so long that it's just a normal thing. So it's just a little thought that I've had about it's clarity. It's not motivation or taking risks. Or I think people all are willing and able and capable of doing extraordinary things, but I think as a society we're told to keep reasonable expectations of what's accomplishable and what's achievable. And I think that kind of in a way has created every person has these insecurities in them. And I think it's through all people in all societies, all countries. If you're told that you can't do something growing up, and eventually you start believing it, and if you believe it, then that's just a weakness, and you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for thinking that you can be less than you can be. And I mean, I understand your parents want you to be successful, and everybody wants their kids to grow up and have some semblance of a good financial and life and relationships and everything. But I think if you sit down, and right now I'm working through this as well with you guys, is really actually thinking about what I want my life to be, right? I mean, it's all great and cool to see like these flashy cars and lots of money and all this stuff, and to a degree I do want that. I'm not gonna lie, everybody wants to be successful and rich and have lots of money and all that stuff. But if I really sat down and thought about it, sometimes I don't really know what I want, like, and how can you build upon a life if you don't even know what you want? I don't know what I like, I don't know what I don't like, um, and I don't know how to take risk on things if I don't have any interest in things, so I don't know where to go about finding new interests. I mean, I like the certain things that have become a normal in my life, like motorcycles and the gym and fitness and, money. But just a little ramble on something that I've been thinking about is it's all great and everything to have this motivation, and it's all great to be told you have to take risks and live your 20s, and like it's like you got to just try and try and try new things. And yes, you do. But I think if we had clarity, if we were brought up in a society or raised in an educational system where we were told that if you focus on this, or hey, I notice you like this thing, you tend to do it a lot and it distracts you in class. Maybe you should try to focus on that thing that you clearly enjoy doing because you're doing it during class time, and then work at that. And in 5 to 10 years, you might not be a millionaire, but you might be well off and you'll be doing something you enjoy, and life will have purpose and meaning. You know, clarity on doing things that we want to do to better our lives, so that life is not so mundane and generic and kind of like lost, like most people feel nowadays. It would just be a lot better if we had some sort of direction, some sort of guided direction at a young age. And I know personally this is a good learning thing for me, because I know that when I have kids, I'll be able to teach them to actually like pursue their interests when they're doing something all the time. You know, maybe I'll like incentivize them to, hey, clearly you like doing that thing, and then do it with them and see if it goes anywhere and if they really truly enjoy it, and try to give them a passion. Because I know me personally, growing up, I wasn't really pushed in any direction. I was just, surviving. And as long as there was food on the table, or there was, someone was working a minimum wage job and income was kind of coming in and bills were kind of paid, then that was good enough. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter what you did or where you were going. There was no direction or a push for a specific path or direction. It wasn't pushed for college. It wasn't pushed for even good grades in high school. It's just, oh, you graduated and now you're literally doing just as good as us. Go get a job somewhere, and oh wow, you're making that much. You're making more than I ever made before I retired. So like, yes, just a little ramble, a little thought that I've had. Um, yeah, I don't think most people's problems is motivation or hard work, or I think it's clarity. Once you know what you want to do, right, you're probably going to strive for excellence in that particular thing. And to be honest, I don't know what that is for me yet. I used to think it was the gym. Used to think it was fitness or nutrition or diet or that stuff. But for whatever reasons, things change, and different goals and stuff changes. And I eventually started to care a little less about that. Obviously, it's a big part of my life, and I'm going to continue to do it. But now I'm more focused on financial things. Like if I were to just hunker down for 5 to 10 years now and quote unquote suffer and do everything required to be financially successful, then at 35, say it took me 10 years, and at 35, I could just do whatever I wanted and money would no longer be a concern. And that's how I've thought for most of my life. That's kind of the mindset that I've had. So, yeah, just a little tangent about why I think people are struggling. It's we're lacking clarity, and some people are even pushed into a direction like college or certain things, and they don't even think that they want to do it. And you have a lot of people that drop out, or a lot of people that do a career, they suck it up and they do a career, and they don't actually give a shit about it. And I mean, you hear like, say I'm an average, I don't know, person that doing something, right? I'm not bad, but I'm not good, right? And then I keep on doing it and I start to get good. And because I'm getting progress, I begin to get better at that thing. And because I get better at the thing, I want to do it more. And when I want to do it more, then it just snowballs from there, right? So if you go into a field that you already hate or you don't even know that you care about, right? There's a chance that you'll excel at that and you'll start to enjoy it as you get better at it. But you should have some level of interest in the thing that you want to accomplish or do in your life before you start doing it. So, just a little rant, tangent. I know this video is kind of all over the place and whatnot, but well, let me know what you guys think. I think the cliche things of you got to take risks and whatever. Yes, it is true, but the risk, I think most people don't have a problem with. I think most people's issues are just clarity, what to work on, what to do. I think we're overstimulated with everything that's going on in social media and society and the current situation of the world and whatnot, that we're focusing on the wrong things and we're constantly distracted. Everyone's being distracted by, porn and entertainment and everything, and we're not striving to be the best versions of ourselves and learn what we actually like and don't like. The second I get frustrated not knowing what I want to do, Netflix is right there, YouTube's right there if I want to, right? And it requires willpower to stop. If I go on Instagram for 2 seconds and there's a freaking OnlyFans girl's account being peddled and a half naked girl. I mean, lately it's getting even worse. It's like they're fully naked and it's just dental floss covering them. So there, you're set up to be distracted. So, and when you're distracted, you can't find clarity. So, yeah, it's a little tangent. If you guys got any advice or you guys resonate with this or you guys kind of had like that aha moment, where it makes sense, you're like, oh shit, I didn't think about that, then yeah, leave a comment, like, let me know. We can have a conversation about this stuff and keep on making videos like this. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more upbeat in the videos, get back into the swing of things, get used to the camera again. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. See ya.